All right, and here is quiz 12, which will do mesh current again. So the idea is to somehow label these mesh currents. So we might label this one as IA, this one as IB, and this one as IC. Okay. And then we do Kirchhoff's voltage law going around the loop. So this first loop, we're going to have 5 times IA plus 8 times IA minus, IA minus IC plus 3 times IA minus IB. So the Kirchhoff's voltage laws give us 5 IA plus 8 IA minus IC plus 3 IA minus IB equal to 0. Okay, that's this first loop. Now the second loop is interesting because we can't sum these voltages because we don't know the voltage across that guy. Right? We know the current, but it can have whatever voltage is needed based on the rest of the circuit. And so we can't do this loop, and we can't do this loop either because we don't know these voltages. So what we do is we're going to do this bigger loop, like that avoids the current, okay? And then we'll use this current source. This current source gives us our third equation because we know that 19 amps has to equal, in other words, IB minus IC has to equal 19. Right? So we have this expression, IB minus IC has to be the 19 amps. So that gives us our third equation. So the second equation is basically going to be, going through this voltage loop. So let's just kind of do it in our heads first. It's going to be 3 times IB minus IA, and then 8 times IC minus IA, and then we're going to have plus 48, and then plus 4 times IC, and then 2 times IB. All right, so we're going to have 3 times IB minus IA, that's that 3 ohm resistor, plus the 8 ohm resistor will be 8 times IC minus IA, plus 48, plus 4 times IC, plus 2 times IB equals to 0. All right, so now I can form my matrix equations in terms of IA, IB, IC. And so the first equation, everything that's multiplying IA, 5 plus 8 is 13, plus 3 is 16. And then, IB, we're going to have minus 3, and then IC will have a minus 8. Minus 3, minus 8. And then we're going to move all the constants to the other side, and there are no constants in that particular equation. Okay, for the second one, we need everything that multiplies IA. So we're going to have minus 3, minus 8 is minus 11. Then everything times IB. So we're going to have 3 plus 2 is 5. And then everything multiplying IC is going to be 8 plus 4 is 12. 12. And then we move the constant, which in this case is 48, to the other side. We get minus 48. And then the last expression is IB minus IC, no IA, is equal to 19. All right, so we plug this into our favorite matrix solver, and we get IA, IB, IA equals, and then IB equals something, and then IC equals something. And then the answer that we were trying to find back here is we wanted to find Vx. And so we know that that Vx is going to be 3. Oh, sorry. This was IA, this is IB, this is IC. So Vx is going to be 3 times IA minus IB. And we plug those currents that we've found in here, and we'll get Vx. Okay, that's how to do quiz number 12.